Did she get Eunice? Did she get...
That's what I know. So I remember our country, we have big spiders over there, and big ones. So we used to have like big spiders. How you doing? Good to see you. This is Dr. How are you? I know where. Well, me as well.
Love Dr. Eunice. I want to capture this moment, but please no picture taking during the event except by official photographers. Photos will be posted on the results website, and please turn off your cell phone. That includes me. We all know why we're honoring Dr. Eunice and celebrating his work. Now, Joanne Carter, the Executive Director of Results, who flew all the way from Washington, D.C., will explain the 30th anniversary we're also celebrating tonight. Joan Carter.
Thanks so much, Patty. You're a huge resource for the Houston community, and real gift to have you here with us every year. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight to celebrate the work and vision of Muhammad Yunus and the Grameen Bank, and also help us celebrate the 30th anniversary of the anti-poverty advocacy organization, Results, that I have the honor of leading. Many of you have been generous donors to Results for many years, and others of you may be hearing about Results for the first time tonight. We're just very grateful to be here with all of you. And I also want to say we're so honored to have so many of Dr. Yunus's Bangladeshi friends and colleagues here tonight. It's really wonderful and such an outpouring of the power and the strength of that community in Houston. For 30 years, Results volunteers have been a voice for the voiceless in the halls of Congress, advocating for proven solutions that don't just put a Band-Aid on the symptoms of poverty, but seek to fundamentally transform the lives and eliminate dire poverty through microcredit, through access to quality education for every child, to life-saving health programs, and also for effective programs here at home like Head Start, the preschool program for children, and also for healthcare that serves everyone. Results has chapters in over 100 U.S. cities and half a dozen other countries, led by powerful, dedicated volunteers like the Results volunteers here in Houston that many of you know. And they're the engine of Results' success in advocacy. I just just want to give you 2 glimpses of Results' work, and then we're going to get to our dinner and then to hear from Dr. Yunus. When Results started working 30 years ago, over 40,000 children were dying every day from essentially preventable causes, diseases and malnutrition. Results volunteers started bringing attention and U.S. investment to life-saving child survival programs. Things like 25 cents worth of antibiotics to prevent a child from dying of pneumonia. Pneumonia is still the biggest killer of children on the planet. That daily toll of child deaths has fallen from 40,000 a day to less than 24,000 every day, even as the population has increased. Now that's still way too many children, but it's a huge step. And Results continues to advocate to ensure that every child gets the health care that they need so that we can prevent all of those deaths. We're also working right now aggressively to create a global fund for education to help countries to get every kid in the world in school. There's 72 million children around the world right now that are not in school that should be. And they're the girls, the poorest kids, the orphans. Results grassroots volunteers and staff have had the profound honor of working with Dr. Yunus for over 2 decades to help bring the story of Grameen Bank and the transformational potential of microcredit to members of Congress in Washington, D.C., and right here in Houston to members of Congress. And that was starting with the very first piece of legislation back in the 1980s to get a tiny bit of money for microcredit. Results also helped launch something called the Microcredit Summit that you'll hear about later, for which Dr. Yunus was really the centerpiece of that and really the vision. And with Dr. Yunus's leadership, this advocacy has helped spark billions of dollars in resources and political attention to massively scale up microcredit efforts. Over the course of the next hour, you're going to hear a lot more about Dr. Yunus and his work and his vision. But for now, I want to say let's begin by having a wonderful dinner provided by the Junior League of Houston, and we'll be back to you in about 15 minutes. Thanks so much, and thanks, Dr. Yunus, for being here tonight.
Work that Dr. Yunus and the kind of work that you're now involved with Results does. The poverty rate in Bangladesh has fallen from 74% in 1974 to 40% in 2005. It's an incredible, and I would say this is something that we need to be proud of. Anybody who's ever worked to combat poverty. Please continue eating your dessert, but also direct your attention to the screen for 2 short videos on Dr. Yunus's groundbreaking work for providing loans to the poor. The video also introduces Results founder Sam Daly Harris and highlights the role that Results Education Fund's Microcredit Summit campaign plays in making microcredit available to the world's poorest families.